Hey, if you have a stand-up desk, if you're looking to relieve pain or stiffness from standing at a desk all day, the exercises that you'll need to do are different from someone who sits at a desk all day. So I'm going to show you my top 5 stretches / poses that I like doing at the end of a workday if I've been standing a lot and I want to relieve pain. We're going to be using a couple of basic yoga tools for this. If you don't have them, that's fine. You don't need them, but I'll be using them just because that's the most convenient way. So first exercise we're going to do is a low lunge. And we're going to add in some movements to this to make it a little more effective. So let's start with your right leg forward, your left leg back. Go ahead and take your knee down. And the reason why we're getting into a low lunge as opposed to standing up in a lunge is because you've already been standing up. We want to do something different with the body. And so we're going to open up the hips, right? We're trying to get the hip flexors to open up. We're letting the knees bend as opposed to being straight, which you've already been doing. So a lot of this is going to focus on doing kind of the opposite or doing different things than what you do while you're standing. So we've got the lunge position here. I want you to focus on leaning slightly forward so that you're feeling more activity through your core, not as much arching through your lower back. If you stand up a lot, your lower back's probably stiff, probably gets overworked. And then from here, I want you to, if you have a strap, grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a dog leash, even a towel. And then hold that strap behind you. We're going to bring the elbows so that the backs of your elbows, the pointy end of your elbows is facing back, biceps face forward, and then lift the strap away from your back. And if you're at a stand-up desk or any desk, your arms are going to be in front of you a lot. So this is the opposite of that. We're getting the arms behind you. So as we're here, we want to work on building strength in this deep lunge. So you should feel the muscles in your thighs, in your hips, and in your ankles working. That's the best way to offset or to kind of cancel out that stand-up position. We want to get the muscles actually working and not just stretching. All right, let's go ahead and relax. We'll switch sides. For exercises where you've got a left foot forward or a right foot forward, obviously we're going to need to do both sides. So once again, find a rather, relatively deep lunge position. It should feel comfortable. It shouldn't feel like you're really forcing it, but you should feel a good stretch through the hip flexors, in this case, the right hip flexors. And we also want to feel the thighs and the hips working. So if you can squeeze your butt muscles, if you can squeeze your thighs, your hamstrings, that's going to help. Again, we want to do more than just stretching. We also want to add strength. That's what's going to help with undoing or kind of correcting those imbalances that happen while you're in that standing position all day. And then if you've got the strap. If you don't have a strap, you can also just use your hands. If you can't interlace your fingers, bring your hands to your waist and then squeeze your elbows back. So from here, we're working on holding this position with strength. And this could be considered a yoga pose, but you could also think about it as an isometric. Isometrics are similar, but different in the sense that we're focusing on muscle engagement and muscle tension. Yoga poses don't always have muscle engagement or tension. A lot of them are focused on release or muscle stretching. So here I want you to really focus on strength. All right, so getting deeper into the lunge, getting the arms further behind you, and feeling that fatigue in your muscles as you hold here. And you can do this for at least 30 seconds. We've probably done it for about a minute and a half, and that's a good thing to aim for. Longer is better. We don't want to just do like 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and release. And then from here, we're going to move up into a wide-legged position and come into a wide-legged forward fold. If you have a block, that's great, but if you don't have one, you don't need one. We're going to go into a wide-legged position here, so your feet are about 4 to 5 feet apart, depending on your height. We want to make sure that you're pushing into the outer edges of your feet so your feet aren't collapsing in. You should feel the outside bottom of your foot in contact with the ground. We're going to bend the knees, so you start to feel stretching through your groin, and then bring your chest forward, hinging at your hips. And then if you have that block, you can put your hands on a block. If you don't have a block, most people aren't going to have the flexibility to be able to comfortably touch the ground with their back in a straight position. So you're going to bend your knee like this. And even bending your knee is great here because, again, you've been spending a lot of time with your legs straight. So bending the legs is a good idea for stand-up desk workers, and you're still going to feel that stretch through the inner thighs. That's what we really want to feel here. When you're standing, the inner thighs are right, they're together, they're not stretching. So we're getting you into a wide-legged position to stretch those muscles. We're also stretching through the ankles, right? Even if you're at a stand-up desk, you're still going to get tight through the ankles. So point here being, if you're, picking up what I'm putting down here, is that even if you have a stand-up desk, your body's still going to get tight. Your body doesn't like to be in the same position. Definitely doesn't like to be sitting for a long period of time, but it also doesn't like to be standing for a long period of time. So we've got to do stuff to counter whatever position it is you're spending during the day. So again, as we're here, a couple more breaths. I want you to squeeze your thighs if you can. And again, bend your knees as much as you need to. You want to make sure that you're not overstretching through your back here. And then I'm also squeezing my abs. I've got good posture, so I'm kind of pulling the chest forward. I'm not just hanging, letting my head fall down and being passive here, but trying to maintain a level of strength. All right, and then let's go ahead and stand up. And from here, we're going to take it down to the ground, and we're going to get the abs active. Because even if you're standing, your abs probably aren't going to be that active. You're going to get kind of that stiffness through your lower back. This is going to help with that. So we're going to start with our knees over our hips. You can bring your arms to the outside. And from here, I want you to pull your lower back into the ground so that you feel your abs working. So really press the lower back into the ground. Think about pulling your belly button into your lower back. And then I want you to push your hands into your thighs and push your thighs back into your hands. This is a super basic but really effective exercise. What we're doing here is getting the hip flexors engaged, which is very different from when you're standing. We're also getting the abs to start working. This is a really good exercise overall for kind of taking the pressure out of your lower back and putting it into your hips and your core, which is what we want. That's going to help with back pain, which you'll probably get even if you're standing as opposed to sitting. So we can be here for 30 seconds. You can make this as intense as you want to. You can also hold it for longer if you'd like. And then from here, I want to add a little bit more, kind of challenge you a little bit more. So take your hands off the thighs, and you're going to slowly bring your legs forward as much as you can without your lower back leaving the ground. All right, so maybe they're a little bit higher at first. Maybe they get closer to the ground as long as the lower back can stay in contact with the ground, and then slowly bring them back in. If that's too hard, just do one leg at a time. So this is just a basic single leg reverse crunch. But again, this is going to get the core working. We're also getting some good hip flexor action here. So these are some exercises that you can do. If you're feeling like your lower back is getting stiff, get onto the ground, get your abs active. That's going to help. All right, and go ahead and release. From here, we're going to flip over and come into a Cobra position. So when you're standing, you're probably rounded forward, right? Even though we're standing, you're probably rounding forward. Maybe your arms are leaning on something. So we want to get that back bend. We want to get that extension through the spine. So onto your chest, we're going to reach the legs back, point the toes, get some mobility through the ankles, push your feet into the floor, squeeze your thighs, hug your elbows down toward your hips, open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then use your hands to pull your body forward. So you're not pushing yourself up, but you're using your hands to kind of lengthen the body. Look forward, maybe looking slightly up. So getting some good extension from the low back all the way up through your cervical spine, through your neck. And then holding here with strength. If you can go deeper or go higher into it, you can. Just make sure that you don't feel pinching through the back. We want to make sure that we feel the thighs and the abs working here as well. This shouldn't be passive, or you don't want to get lazy through the hips and core. You want those muscles supporting the low back. And then this is good for 20 seconds is great, and you can also go longer. You can go up to 40, 50, 60 seconds. All right, and then release down. And now I'm going to show you one more exercise, which is going to really help with undoing a lot of what we do while we're sitting at a desk, but sometimes it takes a little bit of warm-up to be able to do, so that's why we did all this other stuff. This is called a revolved pyramid. So I'm going to have you start with your left leg forward. Put a block, if you have one, just inside your left foot. Bring your right leg back, point it out at 45 degrees. Now, if you don't have a block, that's okay. You might also want to just get creative. Anything that looks like a block, anything that you can use to bring the ground up to you, that could be a water bottle. If you're in a hotel room, that could be a waste basket. So anything that's just going to bring the ground up a little bit. We're going to start with the left knee bent. Bring your right hand to the block. Pull your chest forward and up. Okay, so don't let your chest collapse. Pull it forward and up. And then straighten through your left leg until you feel your hamstring stretching, right? So the back of the left thigh. If you spend a lot of time standing, your hamstrings are going to get really tight. Runners will also have really tight hamstrings just because you're on your feet, right? You're moving. So same thing with stand-up desk workers. And then from here, we're going to start to roll back the left shoulder and open up your chest toward the left. This is going to get a big stretch through the outer thigh as well as through the hamstrings. So this position is doing a lot of what we don't do while we're standing and looking straight forward at a stand-up desk. We're getting a twist through the spine, we're getting a hamstring stretch, we're bending forward, we're getting the abs and the hips active. So this is a really good counter stretch to standing all day. And if you're able to, you can also extend your left arm up and roll back that shoulder even more, getting a bigger twist through the spine. You want to try and keep your hips squared forward here. Think about pulling your chest forward. Press your arms in opposing directions. So the right hand presses down, the left arm reaches up. And as you're breathing, breathe into your rib cage. So big expansion through the rib cage. And as you exhale, maybe twist a little more. All right, go ahead and relax. We'll switch sides. So now the right leg comes forward, the left leg comes back. Left foot is out 45 degrees. Start with your knee bent over the ankle and the front foot. Square your hips and your shoulders toward the front. Bring your chest down, left hand to the block. Pull your chest forward and up. And again, if you don't have the block, you don't need it. You could rest your hands on your thighs if you wanted to. And then straighten through your right leg until you feel that stretch through the hamstrings. And then from here, right hand to the right hip. We're going to roll back the right shoulder, start to twist a little bit. You're going to feel that stretch kind of shift to the outer thigh. If you don't feel that stretch in the outer thigh, straighten the leg more. And then from here, rolling back the right shoulder even more, maybe extending the right arm up, and then focusing on that deep breathing that goes into the rib cage, right? So not just breathing shallow just into the lower part of your belly, or maybe shallow just into the upper part of your belly. Full diaphragmatic breathing here, from the base of your spine all the way up to the rib cage. We'll do a couple breaths here. Get this twist. Again, this is what we're not doing while we're at a stand-up desk or at a sitting desk. So make sure you're getting that twist through your spine. That's going to help with relieving that back stiffness. And then go ahead and release. So go ahead and just move a little bit now. You should feel a bit more fluid. Your body should feel more active. You should have better posture. This is something that I recommend you do. If you can, maybe before you start at a stand-up desk, you can do it as a midday break, or at the end of the day, just as a way to kind of undo some of that poor posture that you had while you were standing. So hopefully this was helpful. If you're looking for more like this, I've got a full series of all standing workouts. I'll put the first workout right here. You can click that now. Guys, thanks for being here. Subscribe. Don't miss out on future videos. Lots of great content every week. Like the video. Leave a comment if you have a question, and I'll see you guys on the next video.